the London Palladium for the Royal Variety performance in the presence of their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. The show is in aid of the Royal Variety charity, of which Her Majesty the Queen is patron. The royal party are introduced to Laurie Mansfield, life president of the charity, and its chairman, Giles Cooper. As the royal party makes its way into the theatre, the fanfare trumpeters of the Band of the Irish Guards, together with Michael Ball and Alfie Boe, lead the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome one of history's great icons, an international sensation with the sex appeal of Monroe and Minogue rolled into one, who has just handed me this to read. It's your hostess, Miranda Hart.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Royal Variety 2017! We are coming from the beautiful London Palladium, the heart of British show business. What a thrilling night it'll be, because of course... there's no business. What's happening? Like show business, it's just in me. Like no business, I know. The biz is just taking over. Everything about it is appealing. You may want this to stop, but it won't. Everything the traffic will allow, barring the congestion charge and the Ubers. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are hosting the Friday show. Sorry, I got carried away there. I don't want to cause a song and dance about it. Cue my massive opening number, 5, 6, 7, 8. They smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you would not go far. That night you open and there you are. Next day you're in front of the nation with more and more. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the show. There's no Duchess like show. Duchess like no Duchess I know. I'll do everything to make you gladder. Everything to make you go tee-hee. I don't want anyone here feeling sadder. No, because hey, listen, you've got me. Oh yes, let's have a celebratory night tonight. Let's park life difficulties we can and think only on the good. Let's think of puppies and babies and you, madam, and the joyous variety of the arts of which we have a glittering array. There's no people like Alfie Boe people, and we're having a Michael Ball. Everything about them is appealing. Everything
singing. Get off, please. Thank you. Sorry. What's happening? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Come on, Randy, you can do this. You've been to a Steps concert. Tragedy. Song and dance about it. Welcome to the Royal Variety 2017. Here we are. Oh, weren't they fantastic, those dancers? Although there was only one natural swan up there, I feel. What an honour it is to be hosting this evening. It really is. And you'll be pleased to hear that the status of the event hasn't changed me at all. No, no, no. Get me my throne now! I just insist on a throne being brought on by two dancers at all time. Thank you, you can go now. Lovely. It's not camp at all, is it? It's fun, that. There we go. Throne envy. I'm excited because, firstly, this is a wonderful celebration of fantastic mood-lifting work across the arts. I know for some mood-lifting, right? For some joy. I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of depressing shizzle going on out there in the big bad world. But I don't want any of it in this room tonight, not on my hosting watch, absolutely not. Park your woes at the cloakroom. No Brexit chat here, please. No Trump. The only Trump here was me backstage 2 minutes ago. And we're off. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I want to encourage people to jolly life up where possible, because life can be tough. So I expect some galloping in here tonight. If you don't know why, it's because I'm on a life mission for adults to reclaim the gallop from toddlers. And don't tell me the world wouldn't be a better place with adults galloping. I offer it up to the young royals as a way to liven up a formal event. It could be fun. A service at Westminster with the royal family galloping down the aisle, followed by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Ideally with the Black Beauty theme music piped in on the organ. It'd be delightful, wouldn't it? Just a thought. Very lovely, very posh here, of course. Very smart people. Posh people are quite difficult to socialise with, I think, sometimes. There's a lot of wonderful eccentricity to deal with, isn't there? Recently, well, a few years ago I got stuck with this old major who, bless him, had this dicky leg. And whenever he sat down, it went like this. It went, oh, my throat's moving. It went like that. And whenever it did that, he shouted, "Down, boy!" really loudly. Everybody jumped. No, honestly, his dog was permanently confused. And when he went like that, for some reason, his wife would scream. You would have thought she got used to it by now. So he'd go, "Down, boy! Ah!" And then when she screamed, I screamed. Everyone looked at me. But people at this party sort of covered up the eccentricity with the hallowed posh phrase, "Such fun!" If in doubt, such fun with a Richter grin, such fun, such... In fact, I've just had a such fun idea. To really get this Royal Variety going, let's recreate a posh party together. OK, I'm more excited than any of you, but we're doing it anyway. So the people at the top, hello, hi up there. The peasants up there, they're lovely. If you do, for the posh party, if you do the such fun thing, yes? So try that after 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not bad. Didn't sound like you were having much fun. Such fun. Work on your motivation, that'll be lovely. Then, here, the middle classes, here. Excluding the royal box. The stunning boxes, you can join in. If you do a posh thing, they do, when you're talking to them, they often go, yeah. You know, so after 3, try that. 1, 2, 3. Slightly demented sheep, wasn't it? And down here, hello. If you do the posh mumble, I don't know if you noticed, but very upper-class British people, they speak completely with their mouths closed, like that. There's no movement going on here whatsoever. So all you can really hear is... That's the posh mumble. Try that, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that came worryingly easy here. Now we need something you, sir. Will you then be the major with the dicky leg? Okay, so I'll stop them doing that, point at you, and then you've got to shout, "Down, boy!" Yes? You up for that? And then your wife, is this your wife? No, well, it is now. When he says, "Down, boy," you've got to scream, yeah? When she screams, everybody screams. And then we need a final somebody to do the final line to say, "Such fun." Who to ask? Focus, everyone. I don't want you letting me down. I don't want you letting yourselves down. I don't want you letting the nation down. No pressure. Okay. This will be great. This will really sound like a posh party as well. 1, 2, 3, go. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Bring in the Bring in the posh mumble. It really sounds like a posh party, by the way. It's brilliant. Tick that off my list. That's marvellous, because I've got a royal variety to-do list. But as it's showbiz, I'm calling it my to-da list. I won't be happy until Prince William has said "such fun." Tick! Thank you, sir, forever grateful. Until Prince William, I promise they aren't all about you, has galloped, the night is yet young. Until I've danced on the Palladium stage to my favourite song, "Bring Me Sunshine." It's unlikely, but it's a dream, childhood dream. Until I flirted with a lord. Oh, there's one there. Hello. Hello, Scottish. Would you like to do some leaping? Sorry, I've been single for so long now. If somebody says to me, "Who are you with?" I say, "Vodafone, and you?" And finally, leapfrog over a major American sitcom star. We shall see. There's a lot to get through tonight, everybody. That's the to-da list. So let's see who's the first of our fantastic acts, and there really are some amazing performances tonight. We've had a little hint of their brilliance in the opening number. Now let's see their full glory. From the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, the all-singing, all-tapping cast alongside principals Tomlinson, Claire House and Jasna Ifir. It's the beautiful and truly uplifting musical 42nd Street.
Julian Marsh is doing a show!
First audition, 10 a.m. tomorrow!
Mr. Marsh. I'm going back to Allentown.
What was that word you just said? Allentown? I'm offering you a chance to star in the biggest musical Broadway scene in 20 years, and you say Allentown? Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway, the hip hooray and ballyhoo, the lullaby of Broadway, the rumble of a subway train, the rattle of the taxis, the daffodils who entertain, and Angelo's and Maxie's when a Broadway baby says goodnight. It's early in the morning. Manhattan babies don't sleep tight until the dawn. Good night, baby. Good night. Let's call it a day. Listen to the lullaby of old Broadway. Hey!
Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway, the hip hooray and ballyhoo, the lullaby of Broadway.
The rumble of the subway train, the rattle of the taxi,
The daffodils who entertain until the dawn. Oh, all right. You got it. Peggy, come on, you gotta stay. Come on. Hey, I love seeing that. Hey. Listen to the lullaby of old
Still to come, the cast of Miranda reunite. Pop sensation Paloma Faith. And Britain's Got Talent winner Tokio Myers.
Now, I was going to have on my to-da list, try and join in on an act without them noticing. I thought it would be really fun, but as you can see already, they are too extraordinary, the acts, to join in, and particularly the next act, which is an acrobatic circus troupe. Ethiopian brothers Bibi and Bishu dreamt of being part of a circus with their amazing juggling skills from a very young age, but they thought it wasn't possible because there was no circus tradition in Ethiopia. But they persisted, and they are so excited to be at the Royal Variety Performance. We should be more excited to have a chance to celebrate their journey and their work. They have flown in especially from Ethiopia, so will you please give a very warm welcome to Circus Abyssinia. theatre is relaxed home from home now, I feel. We've given in to how expensive everything is now, haven't we? Would you like a programme? No, thank you. I'm saving for a holiday. Thanks, guys. It's madness, isn't it? And no one's had the dreaded phone go off moment, have they? Nothing worse than being tutted at by a British theatre audience. Absolutely terrifying. Mind you, looking at you, a bit more of a landline crowd, aren't you? No way! Stop it! Whose is that?
Help!
What's...
It's mine! Not such fun, not such fun!
Sitcom, Mother, no!
Hello?
Well, don't answer it!
Well, it might be something important.
Well, this is quite important, the Royal Variety.
Have I had an accident at work? Listen, what I call sunshine. Do you want an accident at work? Because I will hunt you down.
Mother!
No, sorry, carry on. I was at the back and I wanted a better view.
Oh, that's kind.
No, not of you, of the royal party. Right. Golly, in real life, they're absolutely tiny.
Binoculars the wrong way round.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's better. Oh, God, they're so gorgeous. Can you believe it? They've got an iPad and they're watching The Crown.
No.
I suppose it's like a reality show for them. It's their, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Okay, please. So sorry. I just want to get on with the show, if you don't mind.
Sorry.
Well, now what's happening? What's going on, please?
Excuse you.
Hi.
Sorry. Mahoosive Polly, unsaturated.
Such varied fun.
Teddy! Oh, I've got seat 1D. One Direction. Hilarious. Miranda,
Yes.
imagine if a member of 1D was in my 1D.
Yes, it's hilarious, yeah.
Miranda, imagine
Yes.
one of 1D in my 1D.
Yes, you've already said it. It's not that funny. Okay.
Sorry, you carry on.
Thank you very much.
Squeeze
So
it.
sorry, everybody.
So proud of you. Love you.
Thank you.
Yes, well, it beats Miranda's last performance in the village panto when her costume got caught in the door. No one was ready to see her widow Twanky.
Right. So that's enough. Mother, you come down here and you two get up here. You're sitting on people. I'm so
Can
sorry.
we come backstage?
Yes, come backstage. Yes.
I'm hoping I can meet the poshest man in America, Kelsey Grammer. You know Frasier in that sitcom. What's it called? Frasier.
That's it.
Great show, shame about the title. When they name the sitcom after the character, it's like they haven't tried, isn't it? He's the classiest thing America's got, and so sexy. His voice is like a pumice stone. You want to rub it all over your body.
I want to burn my ears off. Listen, come backstage, have a snoop. There's an act on now, okay, and we'll report back in 5 minutes on findings.
Oh,
Yes?
I'm coming, what I call backstage.
Right.
Before I go, excuse me, sir, would you just stand behind me? Just hold your arms out like this. Thank you very much. I'm king of the world!
Such fun!
Yes!
Reverse gallop! See you in 5!
Here to perform Guilty from her #1 album, the fabulous Paloma Faith.
I've been a criminal. I made a mistake. Believed in the fictional. Then let everything slip away. I can't accept my fate. Hope the alternative looks so crystal clear. Drowning in muddy water. Now I'm living in my worst fear. Begging you back to tears. You had this picture of me. Now I have shattered your dreams. I know the truth, and I know the truth. And you kill me. Yeah, I'm guilty. Don't condemn me. The one thing I'm good at is messing up somebody else. Baby, I'm guilty of turning sweet. home, but I lucked out and it's my fault. Grace is without its soul. You had this picture of me, now I have shattered your dreams. I know the truth, and I know the drill. And it kills me. Yeah, I'm guilty. Don't condemn me. The one thing I'm good at is messing up somebody else. Baby, I'm guilty of turning sweet love into poison. And I got the stuff if you're talking about hurting yourself. Baby, I'm guilty of hell. I should have known that I could not go on here without you. Please take me back, I don't wanna be leaving goodbye. Oh, yeah, I'm guilty, don't come near me. The one thing I'm good at is messing up somebody else. Baby, I'm guilty of yeah, I'm guilty. Don't come near me. The one thing I'm good at is messing up somebody else. Baby, I'm guilty of I took sweet love into poison. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Baby, I'm guilty as hell.
Still to come tonight, Louis Tomlinson, some familiar faces, and the cast of Annie enlist a special recruit.
Please, sir, will you gallop with us?
I am thrilled to announce the next performance. If I was to have a favourite, which I know I shouldn't, but if I was, this would have to be it, because I was privileged enough to share the stage with them for 4.5 months earlier this year in Nikolai Foster's... Oh, did you come along? We're talking about Annie, which, thank you, which is still running at the Piccadilly Theatre in the West End, and it now stars Mira Sayal as Miss Hannigan. So will you please welcome, doing the classic It's the Hard Knock Life, it's the young cast of
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Static treated, we get tricked. Static kisses, we get kicked. It's a hard knock life. Got the ghost, he's spooky. It's a hard knock growing up. Caught in blankets. Dead awful. Empty valleys. Dead awful. It's a hard knock life. Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it seem like there's never any light? Once a day, don't you want to throw the towel in? It's easier than putting up with fights. No one's there when you do deny a creep. No one cares if you grow or if you shrink. No one tries when your eyes get red or weepy. But crying is what you say. Oh! Everybody life. Rise for life. Feel the sorrow life. No tomorrow life. Santa Claus we never see. Santa Claus, what's that? Who's he? When we read an orphanage, it's a hard knock life. You'll stay up until this stuff shines like the top of the bicycle building. Yeah, no one's in front of kid. Shower with a sticky kid. Neighbors like a little kid. I love you, Miss Hannigan.
wonderful. I love you. Are you excited to be here? Have you seen the Duke and Duchess do a little wave? Oh, it's too sweet. Now, before you go, I just wondered if you might have anything to say about performing with me over the summer for 4 months. I just thought maybe you might have something you wanted to say about that. No, did you have anything you wanted to say, Ruby?
You are more goddess than woman,
Oh.
and even amongst goddesses, you'd be looked up to. The goddess queen, as it were, or goddess president, depending on how the goddesses organise their social system.
Oh, that's a very lovely, spontaneous compliment. Thank you so much. That's lovely. And what would I get sent to my dressing room, would you think?
5 deliveries a night.
Can you stick to the script? What would I get sent to my dressing room?
Flowers.
Yes.
Every night you received many bunches of flowers from mysterious men whose handwriting suggested they were tall, dark, and went to the gym.
Sounds like... Yeah, thank you for that. And finally, do you have anything you'd like to say, Nicole?
It was a pleasure and an honour to work with you, Miranda. I already plan to tell my grandchildren about you, even though I'm 7.
Oh.
Say all the above, and I'll give you your teddy back. Love, Miranda.
Okay, you even just said the last bit, but that's lovely. Thank you very much. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. Spontaneous compliments, yeah. Now, before you gallop back off, is there someone that you wanted to ask to gallop? I don't know, they could do maybe a seated gallop or a standing gallop. Is there someone that you wanted to ask?
Please, sir, will you gallop with us?
Please welcome, with his latest single, Miss You, it's the one and only Louis Tomlinson.
Maybe I miss you.
Stay tuned to see the cast of Miranda and a very special guest, plus incredible performances from the leading ladies and the Killers. Please welcome the incredible vocal talents of Beverly Knight, Cassidy Jansen, and Amber Riley, the leading ladies.
Each morning I get up, I lie a little, can barely stand on my feet. Take a look in the mirror and cry, Lord, what you doing me? I spent all of my years to believe in you, but I just can't get no relief. Lord, somebody, can anybody find me somebody to love?
I work hard every day of my life. I work till I ache my bones. At the end of the day, I take home my broken heart. All alone, I get down on my knees and I start to pray till the tears run down my eyes. Somebody, ooh, somebody, please, can anybody find me somebody to love? He works hard every day. I try and I try and I try, but everybody wants to put me down. They say I'm going crazy. They say I got a lot of water on the brain. I got no common sense, and nobody left to believe. Yeah. Ooh, somebody, can anybody find me somebody to love? Got no feel, I got no rhythm. I just keep losing my beat. I'm alright, so I am gonna stay. It's no defeat. I just gotta get out of this prison cell. Someday I'm gonna be free. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Oh, somebody to love. Somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody, 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 somebody. Find me somebody to love. Can anybody find me somebody to
It's unbelievably
Bill Nighy. Whoopsaloo, there's a whole nother side.
Okay, yeah, go and explore, but just remember, be cool.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
I just called Seal Walrus.
No! Why?
Meeting famous people, it's so hard to get the level right.
No, it's true, that, isn't it? Because you basically either go, oh, hi, whatever, who are you, what do you do? Just sort of conceal excitement.
Which basically ends up being
rude. Just sort of nonchalant rudeness. Or you just go, oh, my God, it's you, I love you!
There's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. No.
Oh, my word. I just called Paloma Faith Pavlova.
No!
And then carried on and grabbed her chesticles and said, lovely little meringues. Why? It's so hard to pitch it with famous people.
There's no middle ground.
No, it's either I love you or whatever.
Exactly.
Grimulating. I just autographed Louis Tomlinson's head.
Why?
It's just, I was either going to be all like, ah, or whatever.
There's no middle ground.
I'm actually glad Fraser wasn't there. I'm not sure what would have happened.
Well, listen, we can't muck this up anymore, OK? We've got to nail this, right?
Right.
Now, be definite on the greetings. So particularly with the one kiss or two kiss thing.
Or just go straight in with the handshake.
Yes, that might be better, because there's nothing worse than going in for two kisses when they were going in for one. Nightmare.
Yes, thanks. I'm just going to sit down for a few minutes and maybe a cup of coffee.
Oh, my God.
What? It's Fraser!
Kelsey Grammer, don't call him Fraser, for heaven's sake.
Don't let Penny see. She'll go wild.
No, distract her, distract her.
Penny.
I'm going to have to.
Photo.
You that just...
Mounted you. I mean, not mounted you, sorry, that's a tricky word, isn't it? No, I just leapfrogged. I frog-leapt, I leapt. It's quite hard to put leapfrog in a past tense. Let's just say that I leapt like a frog over a major American sitcom star. Tick! Sorry, can I just introduce myself? My name's Miranda.
Of course. Hello, how are you?
Nice to meet you. Oh, God. Apologies,
Sorry.
sir. So sorry.
Sorry, that's all right.
OK.
That's all right.
Sorry.
I didn't see you there. That's okay.
Stevie, Tilly, Stevie, Tilly. Didn't go well.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Are you...
No, nothing to see here.
Just
No,
no,
nothing
just
at
relax.
all, no,
Are
no.
you...
Just absolutely.
What was that?
That was an owl.
Don't worry. I've got this.
Oh, dear.
Wow. Hello.
Well, hello to you.
I'm Fraser. No, I'm Kelsey. I'm so sorry. I just... Oh, God. I'm so sorry. You're from that sitcom, the one that's named after the title character. What is it, Maureen?
Miranda.
Melandra.
Miranda!
Gosh, I just think you're so wonderful. I mean, you are such fun. I just love you.
You've got to find the middle ground, Kelsey.
Forget the middle ground. He can help himself to top and bottom.
Ruined it.
Now, Kelsey, I know a great place for tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
What is a boy to do? Fraser.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
20 more to come, including the spectacular Cirque du Soleil, the brilliant Jason Manford, and the one and only Seal.
Let's treat you with an act regarded as one of the world's most iconic live spectacles. They have performed in over 450 cities and more than 60 countries. And they're here to perform a captivating sequence from their new production, Ovu, which makes its UK debut at the Royal Albert Hall in January and in cities across the UK next summer. Go, go, go. It is the awe-inspiring Cirque du Soleil!
welcome one of the hottest comics around. It's Tom Allen.
Nice to see you. Are you having a lovely time? Good. The thing to remember about me is I've never really fit in. Like, I've never really fit in with my family. Like, I realise I come up here and sound all posh, probably quite intimidatingly so to you, but I'm actually from a very ordinary London family. They speak almost entirely in Cockney rhyming slang. They are always talking about the stairs. And recently I've been living with a couple. They're called Dad and Mum. And what I've realised since living at home is how difficult it is to be a child, since I'm basically living as one. I think being a child is so hard, and probably the first thing we make them do is we send children to school. Going to school is horrible. It's like sending children to prison. And I went to quite a rough school. It was the sort of school where people would come up to you and say things like, hey, you, do you want to fight, do you? Do you want to fight? Is that why you look like that? You want to fight? Is that what you want? Yeah, you want to fight? Is that what you want like that? You want to fight? Is that what you want to fight? And I'd always say, oh, no, thank you. But thanks for thinking of me. Bye, 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 bye. Those girls could be so cruel. And so, to avoid getting picked on, everybody had the same of everything, just to blend in. So everybody at my school, they had the same pencil case. It was a pencil case that was designed to look like a packet of Walker's Crisps. And in it, everyone had the same math set, which comprised of a ruler, maybe a foldable ruler for travel, and a foldable ruler, which was great for underlining things, wasn't it? Until you got to the middle. They'd have a big bump in the middle, and then there'd be a protractor and a set square, which wasn't a square, was it? It was a triangle. And then there'd be a compass. Oh, I'm glad I learned how to use a compass. Not a day goes by. And then what's worse is if you go beyond that, then you have to get invited to children's parties, which is very stressful. Like, you worry about will you get invited in the first place? Say it's like Ryan's birthday party in your class. Ryan would have been bought a pad of pre-printed invitations on which he would have written his details. So you'd receive an invitation which basically read, Ryan is having a birthday party on the 23rd of May. Please come to my party. And then there'd be a dotted line which you'd hope would be perforated, but you'd have to get the scissors. The day of the party would arrive, and you'd be driven round to Ryan's house. You'd be allowed to walk up the path on your own. In the background, you'd hear the sound of meow, which was your parents deserting you for the afternoon with these strangers. You'd ring the doorbell. Ryan's mum, Anne would answer the door. Anne was having a very stressful time. And Ryan's mum, Anne, would say, come into my house, please take your shoes off. And it was always very stressful taking my shoes off because I didn't learn to tie my shoelaces until quite late. My parents would always say to me, what are you going to do when you grow up if you can't tie your shoelaces? And I'd always respond by going, duh, espadrilles. Then maybe you'd be going out to do some sort of activity like bowling, which meant you got to go out with Ryan's dad in Ryan's car. You'd have to put your shoes back on. You have to go in Ryan's car, Ryan's dad's car, which this was a time, bearing in mind, when it was completely fine to transport 15 children in one stranger's car. There'd be 3 of you, sellotape to the front, 2 of you in the back, all in shell suits. If you went over a bump, you'd all rub together, could catch fire, and then 2 of you would have to travel in the boot. Always be a short friend, Mickey. You don't mind getting the boot, do you, Mickey? It's all right, I've taken the parcel shelf off so you can breathe. But remember, if you see the police, get down! And then you'd get to, like, Croydon Mega Bowl. Croydon Mega Bowl, which was decorated to look like Miami in the 1950s, even though it was on the Pearly Way. And you'd have to go in past all the gangs, and then you'd go up, and then you'd have to take your shoes off again. Because, as we know, the flooring of the bowling is so precious, you cannot wear your outdoor shoes on the flooring of the bowling. We know this, it's the rule, we all know this. And then you'd go over to do the bowling. And you'd feel like you had to prove something, so you'd choose a ball that was far too heavy for you, barely get your fingers round it. You'd drag this ball to the end of the lane, drag it to the end of the lane, lob it into the middle of the lane. It would immediately go in the gutter, and that would be the end of your experience of bowling. And I remember thinking, even then, why is this floor so precious we can't wear our outdoor shoes on it? But it's completely fine to take a 15-kilogram ball and smash it into the middle of it. And then you'd have to go back to Ryan's house where Anne would have been preparing a birthday tea. Then the lights would go out, and I'd always think, oh my God, are we being raided? But no, because then what would happen is suddenly Anne would re-emerge, quite satanically underlit by flames. And she'd go out going, happy birthday to you. We'd all have to sing happy birthday, all in different keys. Happy birthday to basically just spit all over a cake. Make a wish, Ryan, maybe for a dry cake. But you never get to try it because Anne would whisk it away, chop it up into chunks, shove it in a paper napkin, put it in one of her party bags, hand those out, and then turn to everybody and go, "Get the hell out of my house!" Oh, it was a wonderful time to be alive. My name's Tom Allen. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope I see you again one day soon. Good night.
Our next act might get the royal seal of approval. Little hint there, I know, it's very exciting. But before I introduce him, I am just going to do a quick selfie with everybody. Ready? Say Dutch organic cheese! Brilliant. Royal selfie. Quick royal selfie. I've done a burst. Which, for the landline crowd, is a number of photos, not a euphemism. OK? Lovely. Thank you, that was very thrilling. Lovely. Now, will you please welcome a magnificent man who is performing Luck Be a Lady tonight from the new swing album, Standards, and boy, the standards are high. It is the fabulous Seal!
Gentleman, see how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you treated all the guys you've been with. Luck be a lady with me. A lady never leaves her escort. It isn't fair, it isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. Let's leave the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stay with me, baby, I'm the guy that you came in with. Hey, Luck be a lady tonight. Yeah! Lady doesn't flirt with strangers. She'd have a heart. She'd be nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and then blow on some other guy's dice. Let's leave this party polite. Never ever get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the fella you came in with. Hey, Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady. Luck be
ahead, a Spanish surprise, the extremely talented Tokio Myers, and there is nothing like a Dane.
Right. I've left Mrs. Cattleprod under a very intense hair dryer. I've got about 10 minutes before she goes from Marilyn Monroe to Marilyn Manson.
Kenneth, you are sure we will not be found here?
Oh, calm down, William Mateo. You're a bag of nerves.
Kenneth, I am deadly with a serious. I am on my second warning from Miss Temple Savage. If she catches me smoking one more time when I should be behind my pool bar, I will be up for the big chopper.
Oh, lucky you.
Kenneth, I am not making jokes.
No, I know you're not. I've had more laughs on OAP for Jazzle Fridays. Oh, do you know what? After a morning spent breathing in out-of-date permanent solution and standing downwind of Jacqueline after she's been to a Middlesbrough Swingers Association annual finger buffet, that is like a breath of fresh air, that is.
Hey, do you know, I have heard the UK, they are banning the cheap cigarettes.
You are?
Yes, it's true. The UK Prime Minister, Boris the Spider, he is banning all of the cheap Spanish cigarettes after the UK leave the European Unicorn.
European Union?
Is what I am saying.
Ugh, Mateo, you cannot believe everything these politicians say. Remember the old saying, you know when a politician's lying, their lips move.
Where do they move to?
Mateo? Mateo!
Quick, quick, quick.
Oh, I knew it. Of all places to smoke in the hotel on Neptune stage. Do you know how dangerous it is to smoke on the stage?
I am not smoking.
I've had just about enough of trying to run a hotel with a staff full of imbeciles. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I'm...
Miss Temple Savage, is she okay?
She's probably forgotten her lines. Hey, you're not on loose swimming now, love. You can't just make it up as you go along.
Wait. Everything seems so much bigger in the dark.
Yeah, thank God for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a sex life.
This isn't Neptune's. Where are we?
Of course it is. Look up there.
Oh. Ooh, is that who I think it is?
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh.
They just look slightly different in the dark.
Oh.
Who are they?
That Mateo is Benidorm royalty. Dodgy Dave and Maureen from the Villamar caravan side. Oh, bless him, they probably just come in for a warm. You're right, Maureen. Now, don't forget, love, we've got you booked in on Tuesday for your perm.
That isn't Dodgy Dave's wife, Maureen.
You are?
Who is it?
Somebody very, very important.
Oh, he's not Boris the Spider.
Don't be so ridiculous.
But look.
O to the N to the G. Can't be.
It is.
Who is it?
Look.
Oof. Madre mía. My name is Mateo. Hola.
Mateo. Kenneth! Oh, Kenneth, come quickly! The salon has been evacuated.
What, from 2 lit cigarettes?
No, it's Mrs. Cattleprod. Her hair's on fire and she set off all the smoke alarms in the hotel.
Oh, bloody hell!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Simon Cowell.
I'm thrilled to be here tonight to introduce the winner of this year's Britain's Got Talent. You pray when you make these shows that you're going to find a star. I think we found someone, in fact, I know we found someone so good this year. He is probably one of the best contestants, artists I've ever met throughout my career. He is a genuinely nice person, he's humble, he is super talented, and he gets to perform here tonight. His debut album, Our Generation, came out this year. If I had a son called George, I'd buy him the album this Christmas. Discount. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really, really thrilled to announce Tokio Myers.
Right, now I need to practice for the line up at the end. So, Your Royal Majesty, no, I'm not quite sure how to bow or curtsy.
Miranda.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, I was just practicing the bow and or curtsy for the end, for the line-up. I'm thinking of doing a little like that. What would you do?
Probably
Oh, quite low. I think we need someone with experience, you know, someone with an honour. Maybe we need a lord to help us.
Did you say you need a lord?
Oh. Oh, hello.
Lord Grantham at your service.
Oh. Yes.
I was in Downton Abbey for 6 years.
Oh, were you? Marvellous. Yes. Well, we're not quite sure about the curtsy and or bow at the line-up at the end.
Well, you've come to the right place. At Downton, we bow like this.
No, I'm sorry, Hugh, but I'm not sure about that.
Hugh. It's Hugh.
Huge?
Hugh.
Huge. Right. I think we need someone with a real honour, someone with an OBE.
Did you say you needed somebody with an OBE?
Oh, marvellous. My gosh, Michael Balsett. We were just wondering if you knew anything about the bow or the curtsy.
All bows and curtsies are actually my forte.
Oh,
yeah, I've obviously sung the national anthem, got the OBE.
Oh.
Into the palace.
Well, I think we need someone with sort of theatrical experience for the bow. That might help.
I've done quite a lot of musical theatre.
Have you?
Yes.
Right.
At the theatre, when we do a musical theatre bow, it's breaking the leg.
Oh,
Right.
a bit like that.
So, with respect, Michael, you need more gravitas.
Yes, I've been admiring his gravitas.
No, you need a bit more dignity, like this, the nod bob.
An oddball.
Oh, please. It's like you're taking someone's order for wine.
No, it's perfectly simple. It's...
No, and I think us being tall, you know, we might headbutt an air.
Yeah, and excuse me.
Yeah.
Fake lord, real OBE.
Oh.
You need flair and extravagance.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not convinced. Not convinced. by
Really?
all that, to be honest. I think we need something more show-busy.
More show busy?
Yeah.
Than me? Your actual Michael Ball?
No offence, maybe a dancer.
Oh.
I tell you who have curtsies and bows down pat. Figure skaters.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Someone
isn't it?
say they need a
Figure skaters.
and OBEs at your service.
Well, completely surprising. Well, listen, we need some bowing and or curtsying advice. We're not quite sure about the lineup. What would you do?
Well, if you want showbiz, how about a bolero, the full Monty?
Rubbish. I'm really not sure we've nailed this, guys. I mean, no offence. I mean, although Prince William and Catherine are very young and trendy, aren't they? So we could go with a sort of, I don't know, the fist bump. We could do that. High five, yes.
Little salute.
Yes, no.
Do the whole grip, slap, bump and poke.
Bark at whom? No, we can't start doing that. We can't start sort of high-fiving a duchess. I tell you what would be ideal, is if we had an actual dame.
Did someone ask for a dame? How sweet. How can I assist you?
We're in a terrible muddle, really.
Ah, this is how it's done.
There is nothing like a dame. Nothing in the world.
Thank you, Dame Rose. Thank you very much. Night, everybody.
Still to come, the script, the killers, plus the sensational ball and bow. Set to embark on a UK tour, it's the multi-talented Jason Manford.
Hello, good evening, how are you? Nice to be here, hello. It's a lot of pressure, this show. It's a lot of pressure, as you can imagine. Not only the people in the room, but the people at home. And you're trying to get HD ready, of course, as well, trying to lose a bit of weight. I've lost a stone in the last year. And thank you, 4 people, thank you. No, it's too late now. It's patronising when you've got to ask for an applause. If we were in America then, you'd have been on your feet giving it, oh my God, you're amazing! Thank you for letting us be part of your journey! Whereas over here, we're a bit more realistic, aren't we? You looked at me as I said that. I saw you. You went, what, this is your after, is it? This is your after? You're still on the journey, though, yeah? You're on the journey. I was in a bar a few weeks back in Manchester. There was an American woman in there. She was quite drunk. She was a bit loud and a bit obnoxious. I know you don't need to say that bit. And... you can have this, right? This is a brilliant technique if you ever need to just throw an American. What I decided to do, she was interrupting people's conversations. What I decided to do was just pretend that I'd never heard of America. It froze them. They've never had it. At one point, I just said, excuse me, sorry to interrupt you, but I can't place your accent. I'm from California, USA. I said, where's that? He said, you've never heard of America? I said, no. Is it round here? She said, you know Canada? I said, oh, yeah, I know Canada, yeah. Lovely people, very peaceful. You know Mexico? Oh, yeah, si, senor. I know Mexico. America's in the middle. I said, well, you learn a new thing every day. She couldn't believe it. There's moments, when you're trying to lose weight, there's moments along the way that you realise, you know, I need to do something about this. Someone gave me a great technique. They said, what you want to do, don't just weigh yourself, measure yourself as well. So you measure your neck, your chest, your tummy, your waist, measure yourself, count it all up, and then in a few weeks' time on your diet, do it again. Hopefully you've lost some inches. So I did that, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you and the people at home here. I measured myself right in the middle. 122 centimetres. I know, that is a lot, isn't it? I mean, I'm not very good at metric, so I thought I'll just convert it. So I put it into Google there. 4 foot. I mean, I'm laughing now. I wasn't at the time. 4 foot. And Google's always very helpful with its suggestions. The first link on Google, it said, things that are 4 foot. I've got to have a look, haven't I? I've got to have a look. First thing, Danny DeVito's 4'6". I could wear Danny DeVito as a belt. Absolutely heartbroken. One of the things I wanted to do tonight was offer congratulations for your new baby due in March, April. I think that's wonderful. You finally joined my club, outnumbered. But there's something about being outnumbered. I've got 5 children, of course. I don't recommend it. When you go out and you're outnumbered, it's so hard. They run off in different directions. They're all over the place. I went to a shopping centre. They're 4 different directions off they've gone. I couldn't even follow my favourite. What can you do? You can't do anything, can you? Can't do anything. Count to 3. I do this sometimes. My daughter's like messing with her sister's hair. Stop doing that with your sister's hair. Don't make me count to 3. 1. I mean, you may as well take that one, aren't you? That's a free one. That's a free one. You're full not to. 2. And at 2, a very interesting thing happens between parent and child because you're both thinking the exact same thing. I wonder what happens at 3. But only you know, nothing. Nothing happens at 3. And then you lose your bottle a little bit, don't you? 2.5. That's when it's gone. You've lost the room. Like, get to your bed. Get to your bedroom. Oh, yeah, the best room in the house where all our toys are. Yeah, I'll go there, fella. Like a Disney Guantanamo up there. Crikey. I don't remember being this naughty when I was a kid, mainly because I was never allowed in the house. That's what happened with us. Weekends, holidays, 8 o'clock in the morning, off we went as far away as possible, and then at some point you would try and get back. You weren't even allowed in the house in the middle of the day for a snack. I don't even know how I became a fat kid, to be honest. I didn't eat for weeks. Just drinking out of puddles. And you never wanted to be the first called in, you and your mates, you know. You never get near your house late on in the afternoon for fear of your mum coming out the window. You, in. Oh, you're joking, Paul and Jamie are still out. Well, I'm not Paul and Jamie's mum, am I? Get in the house. And Dad would be the same. You, in. Well, Paul and Jamie are still outside. Well, I'm not Paul's dad, am I? What about Jamie? We don't talk about that. Get in. Different time. Different time. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the money you raised this evening. Good night, God bless. Have a lovely Christmas. Thank you.
Please give a very warm welcome to a band that has won the hearts of audiences across the globe, performing their hit single, Rain, It's the Script.
Woke up this morning, can't shake the thunder from last night. You left with no warning and took the summer from my life. I gave you my everything, now my world it don't seem right. Can we just go back to being us again? Cause when I'm sitting at the bar, all the lovers with umbrellas always pass me by. It's like I'm living in the dark and my heart's turned cold since you left my life. And no matter where I go, I know if I'm alone, there ain't no blue sky. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain, rain, rain down on me. Each drop is pain, pain, pain. When you leave, it's such a shame. We messed it up, you and me. Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. And it feels like, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. And it feels like, oh, 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 oh. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. Yo, I tried to find shelter here in the arms of someone new, but I'd rather be there under the covers just with you. Oh, 'cause you were my everything. Now I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm caught up in a storm. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain, rain, rain down on me. Each drop is pain, pain, pain. When you leave, it's such a shame. We messed it up, you and me. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. What? And it feels like, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. And it feels like, oh, 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 oh. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. 'Cause when I'm sitting at the bar, all the lovers with umbrellas always pass me by. It's like I'm living in the dark and my heart's turned cold since you left my life. And no matter where I go, I know if I'm alone, there ain't no blue sky. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain, rain, rain down on me. Each drop is pain, pain, pain. When you leave, it's such a shame. We messed it up, you and me. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. And it feels like, oh, 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 oh. Let me hear ya. Oh, 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 oh. And it feels like, oh, 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 oh. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. Hey!
Now it's time for something completely different. Stage mentalist Colin Cloud has stunned audiences across the globe, intriguing skeptics and fans alike with his outrageous stunts and unbelievable deductions. Lords, ladies, gentlemen, hi-ni, please applaud in your heads and now with your hands for a genuine marvel, it's Colin Cloud.
Good evening, Royal Variety. Are you well? I need to very quickly establish the type of audience you are. So, if you would say you're the type of person who believes in this sort of stuff, you're open-minded and you're up for having fun tonight, cheer now. Good. And if you say you're more skeptical, a cynic, and you don't believe, cheer now. Get out. Genuinely, thank you all very much for being here, but I do need to warm up tonight. So to start with, can I please ask the gentleman sitting right at the front? Hi, sir. Would you please stand up for me and tell everyone else your name? Gary. Gary, we're also going to use a lady. Let's go for the lady 3 rows back. Hi, would you please stand as well for me? And a loud voice tell everyone your name? Sadie. Sadie and Gary. Please give our 2 new friends a hand as you join me on stage. Guys, off you come. Perfect. Would you please stand over by this microphone? And Gary, very nice to meet you. Would you please stand right here? Gary, you wait there. Be honest, and we do need to check for the benefit of any skeptics in the audience. Gary, have we ever met before?
No.
No. And Sadie, have we ever met before?
No.
Will we be meeting again?
No.
It's like watching Tinder live. Tonight I want to try and reveal things about you, though, that I couldn't find out by searching for you on Google, adding you on Facebook, or following you on your way home. So to make sure that everything is random, Sadie, would you please confirm on behalf of everyone else that these prompts are all different? This one says, think of anything. Think of the craziest thing you have done. A naughty memory. Sadie, can you see that every single one of these, they are all completely different, yes? Sadie, what I would love you to do to start with is just point to the back of any one. Just point. That one right there. Sadie, just look at it. Don't say it out loud, but read it and remember it, okay? Just look, remember it, don't say it. Look at the back of the room and keep thinking of that exact thought. Gary, similar thing with you, sir. What I will do is put the band on these cards. What I would love you to do in a moment is lift up and look somewhere in the middle and remember what it asks you to think of. So if it was your password, you would think of a password, okay? So hold it in your left hand, Gary. Perfect. So make eye contact with me. Lift up anywhere you'd like with your thumb. Keep looking at me. And now look down and to yourself, read that thing. Read it a few times, get it locked in your head. Do you have it, Gary? Shut it over. Perfect. And look at the back of the room for me, Gary. Gary, am I right in saying, to begin with, that you are thinking of a person? Yes. But you're thinking of a song, yes? Gary, I will be honest, people are harder to try and get. So what I will do, if I feel more warmed up later, I will come back to you, I promise. But can you keep thinking of whoever this person is for now? People might ask you, who is it? Don't even whisper it to them, okay? Keep it in your head, and I will promise I'll try and come back. Let's hear it for Gary, ladies and gentlemen. Gary, could you please come over here with me, sir? And be so careful on this side, okay? Perfect, back over there. So you've got this song in mind. Let me start with the song. Look at the back of the room, and can I ask you please to just open up your mouth slightly and imagine that you were about to start singing the song. So don't say a thing, but just think of the song, okay? Just think of the song, think of the chorus. Good, perfect. So you're looking, so it's a song that you know. Okay, so I'm going to write down what I hope this is, so please don't look at the way the pen is moving, but I'm hoping if it's not this exactly, it will be close to this, okay? In a loud voice, Sadie, please tell everyone right now what is the song into the microphone that you are currently thinking of. Nice and loud and clear?
Shake it off.
Like this, Sadie, yes? Yes, perfect, good. Sadie? You may head back to your seat. One more hand for Sadie, ladies and gentlemen. Sadie, thank you. Be very careful on this edge, okay? Thank you, Sadie. But I want to take it off the stage and now bring it into the audience. Lady in the second row, looking scared. You're thinking about something outside. There are other people there, but in a specific city. Is this... Did you get your foot caught in concrete? Yes. But think, yes. Think about the city. Don't say it, just think of it. It's Australia, yes? Are you thinking that you were in Darwin and you got your foot caught? Yes. Can you stop thinking that, because it is very distracting, okay? Sit down, thank you so much. But Gary, I did say when I was more warmed up I'd come back to you. Gary, you said that you were thinking of someone, yes? You're thinking of someone. Now, Gary, be honest, all I need to know, is this someone famous, or is it someone that you know?
Famous.
It's someone famous. Okay, Gary. Just think of that person. Just look at me and think about what they are famous for. Do me a favor, Gary. Think of the name. Think of this person's name. Think of one letter in the middle of their name, but don't say it. Just think it. Do you have it?
Yeah.
That's a K, yes?
No.
No. Okay, is it somebody who was on a reality TV show that I have maybe never heard of?
No.
No. Annoyingly, Gary, no, I might need to try something else. Sorry. Tell me. No. Tell me who it is.
Superman.
Again?
Superman.
Superman. Right. I thought you were thinking of like a first name and last name, right? Sorry. So that's my bad. But I did say. What did I say? I said K. So Clark. You're not buying that, right? Oh, Superman.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Good night.
Please give a warm Royal Variety welcome to Michael Ball and Alfie Boe.
I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we say,
La luce che tu hai,
I pray we'll find your light,
nel cuore resterà,
and hold it in our heart.
a ricordarci che
Stars go out each night,
eterna stella sei, nella mia preghiera,
let this be our prayer.
quanta fede sei,
When shadows fill our days,
lead us to a place,
guide us with your grace,
give us faith so we'll be saved. Sogniamo e quando senza più violenza un mondo di giustizia e speranza, ognuno dia la mano al sole vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dà
we ask that life be kind
il desiderio che
and watch us from above.
ognuno trovi
We hope each soul will find another soul to love. Let this be our prayer. Let this be our prayer.
just like every child.
Just like every child.
Need to find a place,
Guide us with your grace.
sento che ci salve.
final performance of the night, may I just take this opportunity to say it's been a total delight and an absolute honour to host the Royal Variety performance this year. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. So, to end the show, we have a classic song that's aptly steeped in British show business history. Will you please welcome back Michael Ball and Alfie Boe?
Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all of the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy you can give. If you grant you bright tomorrow, make me happy through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me sunshine, bring me sunshine. In your eyes, in your eyes. Sing it, brother. Bring me rainbow,
bring me rainbow
from the sky,
from the sky.
Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Dance break.
Take it away, boys!
In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy, make me happy all through the years, through the years. Never bring me no more tears, no more tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give 3 cheers to their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip! Hip hip!
As the cast take their final bows, the royal party makes its way to the stage. Tonight's event has provided the Royal Variety Charity with funds to help those from the world of entertainment in need of care and assistance. From all of us here at the Palladium, good night.